So shall we baptize the same man several times as John does? In fact, he grants immersion into water as many times as one goes to him. John's baptism purifies only through the humility of the person who is immersed into water. I already told you. You shall not baptize again those who've already been baptized, unless a person has been baptized with the schismatic formula and not with the apostolic one, in which case a second baptism is to be administered, subject to a precise request of the person to be christened, if adult, and subject to a clear statement that the person in question wishes to become a member of the true church. In all other cases, to give a soul its friendship and peace with God, you will use the words of forgiveness joined to the merits of Christ, and the soul that has come to you with true repentance and a humble confession will be absolved. And if a man cannot come because he is so ill that he cannot be moved, will he die in sin? Will the fear for the judgment of God be added to the misery of his agony? No. The priest will go to the dying person and give absolution. In actual fact, he will give the person a more ample form of absolution, not a comprehensive one, but an absolution for each and every sense organ, by means of which man generally sins. We have in Israel the sacred oil, compound according to the prescriptions given by the Most High, with which the altar, the pontiff, priests and kings are consecrated. Man is really an altar, and he becomes king through his election to a throne in heaven. He can therefore be consecrated with the oil of unction. The holy oil will be taken with other rites of the Israelite cult and included in my church, but with different uses, because not everything in Israel is evil and to be rejected. Nay, many recollections of the old stock will be in my church, and one will be the oil of unction, which will be used also in the church to consecrate altars, pontiffs, all ecclesiastic hierarchies, kings and believers when they become princes and heirs of the kingdom, or when they need the greatest help to appear before God with their bodies and senses cleansed of all sins. The grace of God will assist both the soul and the body, if God so wishes, for the benefit of the sick person. A body does not always react against diseases, also because its peace is upset by remorse, and because of the work of Satan, who through the death of the sick person hopes to gain a soul to his kingdom and cause despair to those who are left behind. The sick person passes from the satanic grip and internal emotion to a peaceful state through the certainty of God's forgiveness, which also brings about Satan's departure. And since the gift of grace was coupled in our first progenitors with the gift of immunity from diseases and from all forms of sorrow, the sick person, who has been restored to grace as great as the grace of a newborn baby christened with my baptism, may get over the illness. The sick man is assisted also by the prayers of his brethren, who are obliged to have not only physical, but above all spiritual pity on invalids, in order to obtain both physical and spiritual salvation for their brother.